be lining up to sign Cam Newton, but I think there's one team that should line up to sign him back, and that would be the New England Patriots. Okay. Because Cam Newton has been a good soldier for the Patriots. He hasn't had everything right around him. We can talk about the lack of weapons and those things, but I think what he has shown is he is willing to adapt and adopt the Patriot way. He has been outstanding when it comes to his leadership ability. He has tried to take on the weight of being a primary ball carrier there. And prior to the COVID situation, he was actually playing okay. Now, we don't know what the after effects and how he's dealing with that, but it has been up and down. But I will say this, he has tried his best to adopt and adapt to the way the Patriots want to play. And I think that is enough to bring him back, even if they draft someone else to be the future of the franchise.
Yeah, I'm with you. When you say line up, it's like, what kind of line are we talking about? Like one of them long-ass DMV lines? Like, hell no, it ain't going to be like that. He hasn't played that well. But also not a short line as you would expect. You ever go to Six Flags, as soon as it opens, you're like, yeah, I'm here first. Ain't nobody ever first to Six Flags. Somebody always beats you there. So it's a shorter line, but still there's a line. I think Cam Newton will have a short line, including the New England Patriots, which should be the priority for Cam Newton if he wants to re-sign because of the continuity, learning in his playbook, going from chapter 1 and volume 1 deeper into those same chapters and same volumes if he has continuity. But think about what Cam Newton was asked to do by the football world this year. One, go out there and show that you're physically capable of finishing a season. Remember, that was the biggest question mark, and in part why Cam Newton wasn't signed this offseason. COVID-related, obviously, people couldn't go around and touch him in terms of physicals and have the same transactions as normal, but also the question marks about his durability. He's answered that so far. And more importantly, can Cam Newton be accurate with the football consistently? We always talk about the 1 year he had with North Turner, which was an MVP candidate type of season. Halfway through, Cam Newton had his highest completion percentage, and also he had won 6 games, only lost 2. But then the injuries started to occur, and people started to get off the Cam Newton train. Well, he's answered that as well in terms of his accuracy. His second best completion percentage of his career right now, right at 67%. So if you got a healthy Cam Newton and you have an accurate Cam Newton, all you need now is a Cam Newton to stay in your system with continuity. This year was interrupted because of COVID. And like you said, before COVID, Cam Newton was getting it in to the point where he reset the expectations of a franchise that we thought wasn't going to even be in playoff contention this year. They are now in part because of Cam Newton. Sometimes he plays excellent. Seattle game. And then we can also see what he played a couple weeks ago against the Houston Texans. But they get the loss in those 2 great Cam games. And then you see him get a win, but he doesn't look that great against the Cardinals. All things said, all things considered, yeah, there should be a short line for Cam Newton. At the front of that line, New England Patriots.
As much as I want to say yes, because I enjoy Cam Newton. He's a great personality. He's a great leader. But the answer, guys, it's no. No, and it's quite simple. And the reason is it's not because he's not able to complete passes. That's not it. It's not because he's not a great leader. No, it's because when you look at Cam Newton, the first thing that comes to mind that separates him, or that did separate him from other quarterbacks in this league, is his ability to use his legs. And we have not seen that Cam Newton surface at all this year. And I think that is going to be of detriment to him moving forward, and teams making that decision on whether they pull the plug on Cam Newton. It's not going to be, can we have him stand up in the pocket and just be a pocket passing quarterback? No, we don't want that, because most quarterbacks are going to be asked to do that. But can you bring something that's unique, a unique skill set? What has always been a unique skill set of Cam Newton? His size and his ability to run and extend plays and beat you as a dual threat. A lot of people want to say, I want to be a pocket passing quarterback, but don't ever forget what allows you to be so special. Don't ever forget the skill set that allows you to rise above everyone else. And that has always been his ability to use his legs. And that is no more Cam Newton that we've seen this year. And Marcellus, when you start to pick as players and as coaches, when you start to pick out specific games and plays that guys have had, well, that's a telltale sign that Is it going to be consistent, or am I going to get it sometimes and sometimes not? At this position, I need it every single game, down in and down out.
Wow. You went there, huh? Okay. Greg, you act like you didn't come down the hill in decline. Well, you didn't, not as steep as I did. So I know about what to look for when you see a player in decline. And Cam Newton is not in decline as much as he's in interruption. And that's where he is in this phase since 2018 to now. It's like almost been interruptions because of the injuries, COVID, and then what's happened this year in terms of being on a team without proper resources. That's why Tom Brady's now a Buccaneer. And still having to go out there and show everybody you're still the same old Cam Newton. You just made a misstatement there, Greg. I would assume that because I know you do your research and you're a tremendous analyst. Because you said, what's special about Cam now? He doesn't run the football the same as Cam Newton used to run the football. And then Marcellus Wiley over here, studious as I am and having over-prepared, looks at Cam Newton's average yard per attempt in terms of throwing the football. His highest mark since 2015. That's a positive. Let's look at Cam Newton, who has run for 387 yards this year, which ranks 4th among quarterbacks, and is more than guys that we say have great running ability at the quarterback position. Does Josh Allen know how to run the football? Yeah, Cam Newton got more yards than him. Russell Wilson, does he know how to run the football? Yeah, Cam got more than him. Deshaun Watson, with that bad offensive line running around, don't know what to do. Every play seems like a Hail Mary. Cam got more yards than him. I don't know what's special to you, Greg, but to me, Cam throwing the ball as best as he's ever done it, and Cam still running it better than guys that we are now acclaiming to be great dual threats. Sounds like a special player to me. Anyone want to retort?
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why Greg was taking all shots at Cam Newton. I think Cam has been solid. He's been solid. He has 9 touchdowns. This is the 3rd most in his career. We're not even at the end of the season. He is a guy who still can run the ball. And if anything, I think Cam Newton will benefit from the fact that yesterday we got a chance to see RG3 run around. RG3 looks nothing like the athlete that Cam Newton is. If anything, that bodes well for Cam Newton as they talk about a guy aging well as a dual threat. And without a full offseason, without the ability to really get on the field and learn Josh McDaniels' system, what can we really expect from Cam when everyone who's been in that system would tell you it's very complex, a lot of post-snap reads by the wide receivers and everything. And so in time, I think he has earned the respect of Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels, and he will get another opportunity. Now, will the line be long for Cam Newton? No, because there's a tremendous class of quarterbacks coming in. But at some point, you need an older quarterback to kind of set the table for the young guys. I think Cam Newton has some value in that vein.
Okay, let me first make this statement. I'm not trying to attack Cam Newton. Y'all making it seem like I just came out here and just tried to cut his legs from underneath him. And Marcellus, please don't give me those rushing stats without telling me he leads all of those players that you said in rushing attempts. Okay, so thank you very much.
Hey,
that matters.
That doesn't help my argument.
You easily decided to opt out that little note right there.
Omission.
Anyway, but since you guys have put me on this side of it, of acting as though that I'm just the Cam Newton hater, which I am not. Give me a list of other quarterbacks that have more 0 touchdown and 2 interception games. Oh, that would be Cam Newton. I'm sorry, guys. Look at the list. He has 3 full screens, baby. Look, he has 3. So he's been as good as he's been with New England Patriots as far as being a great leader, throwing the ball better, averaging more yards at 7.5 yards, I think it is, upon completion. That's all great. And he's rushing the ball. He's being asked to do a ton. All I'm saying is, when my eyes don't lie to me, I'm sorry, and I watched this film, he does not look like the same Cam Newton, and that is not going to change a year of age next year that, he's going to be a better runner on less attempts, Marcellus, and he's going to be an even greater, a more efficient and a better pocket passer. I just don't see all of those things really lining up for Cam Newton next year.
Boy, I know when somebody's stuck, and I know when somebody's stuck on stupid. When they start saying, hey, the numbers, forget those. Hey, the evidence, forget that. My eyes don't lie to me. Oh, your eyes? Like, the whole NFL world has to trust Greg Jennings' eyes versus the evidence that supports what we're saying. Greg, we love you up here, but we know you take shots at players. You know, Aaron Rodgers knows about you, Greg, and it feels like Cam Newton now knows about you as well, Greg. You like to just aim and just shoot. So here's the thing. If you want to shoot at Cam Newton, I'm going to tell you why the Patriots are going to be front of the line in terms of trying to get his services back next year. A team is as faithful as its options. And what are the options on the New England Patriots? Oh, Jarrett Stidham's there, right? Everybody said, put Jarrett Stidham in. They got polls going on now. Hey, should they platoon Stidham to see what they got in him in terms of being a draft choice? They're not going to do that. You know why they're not going to do that? Because they already know what they have at Stidham. Not much. The same guy who's been in 5 career games, 36 passer rating, 1 touchdown, and 4 interceptions.